The way I see it, there has to be a decent agreement that is rational yet cynical. Never trust anything anybody tells you that you cannot check out yourself. Figure out how to test it out, how to question it, how to check it. Nobody's word, nobody's opinion is worth anything until it's tested out, until it's properly questioned. You need facts, you need information, but you need terms of decent engagement, terms of communication that is deliberately respectful, just like in the martial art. You begin the contest with respect. Respect here, respect there. Any questions here, any questions there, let the fight begin. But let it be monitored so we learn something. So we can backtrack and question. So we can come up with the right, accurate prompts to engage our active thinking, participant thinking. So let me hear and see how you think. Let me hear you report on it. What's the story here? What's the reality here? What's your reality? What's your experience? We have to have a agreed upon terms of engagement with the objective being the truth with a small t. That can only come in the arena of contest, encounter, confrontation. The Knights of the Mirror, the Church of the Transmutation, I'm going to define it. The Knights of the Mirror is from Don Quixote, the impossible dream, and his ridiculous partner, Pancho Sanchez, who's the shunt for Cervantes. Cervantes is the foolish old man on the quest to right the wrongs, the obvious wrongs. And he comes out with his ridiculous partner, Pancho Sanchez, the fall guy, the patsy, the clown, the ridiculous looking man, the man everybody puts in pillory, mocks, and laughs at. And you're looking at the stranger right here. I am the stranger. I am the alienated man. I am the stranger. I am the pariah. I settle for whatever pieces, fragments of communication I can get, and I have to infer the rest. It's a world of symbols. It's a world of talking, communicating on the fly, although we have access to decent communication with the cell phones. There's no reason for misunderstandings and miscommunications. I point the finger at you and I, who agree by our lack of intelligent action and intelligent discussion. I am a rational cynic. I don't believe in Santa Claus. I don't live in Alice in Wonderland. I believe hominis lupus hominis, man the wolf to man. I believe it's a jungle out there. I believe there's no such thing as fairness. I believe the bully cannot be legislated or policed out of existence. Only the victim. Because the bully is the victim's Jemina-gate. You created your bully. You called out to him, sawee, like a damn pig that he is. You called out to your pig. And your pig came to you in the form you solicited by your behavior, by your body language, by your passivity, by your failure to assert yourself. Only you can do that. Only you and I can do that. That's our bully. Why should anybody interfere with my fight, with my bully, with my victimhood? It's a call to get in tremendous shape physically, fighting shape, grabbing shape. I'm talking about brute power. I'm talking about a presence, a rock solid presence that says to the bully by presence, if you try to bully, if you try to intimidate, if you try to talk into me, if you try to give me a sermon, I'm going to absorb the shock and I'm coming back punching, verbally and physically. It requires and demands the presence that says, hey, this man can handle himself. This man can control his reality and stand good for it. You can't release that. You can't you can't legislate that. You can't do that. You have to fight like hell on an individual basis to find out what decency, what correct terms of engagement are all about. Now, when you look at the scientific community, get a pretty good model of what that should be about. It starts with mutual respect. Respect here, respect there. And then the contest begins. Then you fight like hell to present your social model of reality and force your opponent, literally and figuratively, to see the world in terms of your model. But if your opponent has no respect for you, if you have no presence, you can't do that. He'll walk right through you. Won't pay attention. Marketing is everything. If we can't get our opponent to pay quality attention, to take us seriously, you're talking to the wind. You might as well be standing in Hyde Park like me, ranting and raving, and nobody listens. It doesn't matter. To a philosopher like me, speaking it, I have to say it. I have to publicly externalize my social model, my social reality, so I know what I stand for. It means nothing if it's within the subjectivity. Then it becomes nothing but a stream of consciousness. Nobody knows what to do with a stream of consciousness. Then it becomes something with that damn stream of consciousness you think you know, but it hasn't been tested in the arena with a heavy pushback, with distractions, with confusions, in the crowds, and see if it stands up. Take that social position, those facts, and hoist them up in the flagpole. See who will salute it. Put it out in the river, in the gutter, in New York City, and see who will pay attention to it. Throw it on the ground and see if the cat will lick it up. Test it out. Test it out. Never assume anything. Never assume you've been understood, your communication has been effective until you test it out. Ask for paraphrase. Ask for the one who hears the communication. You want to hear the quality of his listening. You can only go so far. The science doesn't have the time. That's human reality. The science doesn't have the time. The science takes the time. Human reality does not have the time. It takes the time. Move on. Stand good to the frustration. Stand good to the stupidity that you see out there. Stand good to it. Speak to it. I am no prima donna. I do my communication. I live my world in the gutter. It's always that way. If you have the position, then you can perfume that gutter. But it's still a gutter. What do I mean by the gutter? You have to fight for your ideas. You have to fight for your personality. You have to fight for your presence. You have to fight against bullshit protocols, bullshit hierarchies, bullshit conditioning to the visuals. Who looks better? Who smiles? Oh, a good old smiley boy. Have a personality. Sweet personality wins the day. That's why I'm so proud. I'm quoting from Death of a Salesman, where Willie Loman says, that's why I'm so proud. You two boys, Biff and Happy, both of yous are built like Adonis, because the man who has a personality out there, that's the man that doors over to be open sesame to a couple boys like you. You take Bernard. Bernard is an anemic. Bernard may get the best grades in class, you say. But when it comes to making an impression out there where it counts, I'm so happy you boys are both tall, handsome, strong. Look at yous. You're built like Adonis, because the man who can make an impression with his personality, who smiles, who's a very good narcissist psychopath, and put it over pleasantly, this the one who's going to get ahead. He'll get the breaks. Luck will come to him. Don't ever believe women want a meek man, a nice man, a gentleman. Don't ever believe it. The one who sets the terms of engagement is the jerk and the asshole out there, the pompous asshole who knows how to smile. Smile! Smile in there, you pompous ass son of a bitch. That wins the day. Nobody looks beyond that sweet personality and penetrates that personality for quality. For the race of attrition, tell me something, sweet personality boy. Do you have a word? Do you have a character? Can we count on your promises? Is everything a superficial Hollywood performance, entertainment performance? Put on your mask, sweet boy. Sweet smiling boy, you sweet personality. Put on your mask. What's the mask you're going to wear today, smiley boy? You show an asshole like this, a jerk like this, a sweet personality, no respect at all. Because this is the one who sets the standards. This is the one who performance I, as a short, small man, ridiculous-looking man with a big, old, mushy face, short and dumpy, I'm judged by that. I'm held to the standard this bum set up. I didn't have anything to do with it. He's the one that sets up the marketing. He's the one that everybody looks up to and envies. But if you question the son of a bitch, you get him alone, mano a mano, he crumples like the piece of garbage he is. He crumbles under a good, tough interrogation that exposes the sham. Now, I could go on and on with this, but I think I made my point.